What's up, world? It's Denasia, a correspondent for Reality Rundown and the host of Rundown Media's new show, After the Murders. Now, each and every Friday, we're going to talk about the juiciest and the most scandalous moments of our favorite show, US Traitors. Oh, I'm so excited. So make sure that you join in with us. All right, guys. So here's the tea. Let's talk Traitors. Traitors is a show that takes place in Scotland with a cast of reality TV stars going head to head to figure out who done it. Okay. As you guys, if you found this podcast, obviously that means you're very familiar with the show already, and you just want to discuss a little bit more and get some little details and dish on how I feel about how everything is going in Sir Alan's castle. Let me start off by saying first, the location is amazing, but I think our cast of reality TV stars are it's a very unique bunch. I don't know about everybody else, but I genuinely love that they picked a group of people that are so intertwined with their stories. I think okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself and that's my bad. But I want to go down the list of cast members that or I would say house guests that they've picked to be on this show. So, first starting off with Carson Bergie Bergeson. Carson Bergie Bergeson from Love Island, USA, the one and only CT from The Challenge, Dan Glessing from Big Brother, Deontay Wilder, the boxer. Oh, he's so adorable. Actually, you know what? With each person, I just want to talk a little bit about if I recognize them because that's the other thing too, right? I think that the show is interesting because it's like a mixed bag, a bunch of people that you probably know from different reality shows, and so automatically names that popped out to me: CT, Dan, Deontay, Ekansu from Love Island, Janelle from Big Brother, Johnny Bananas from The Challenge, John Burkow, John Burkow from the UK Parliament. Yes, amen. I don't know. I've never seen that little man before, but it was very I said little man, but I've never seen that man before. And very interesting with casting. I also want to mention that uh Traitors season 1 was I would say I hate saying regular civilians, but just like regular people and um reality stars. So I'm gonna guess that based off of Andy's reaction, and when I say Andy, I mean the contestant, her reaction, like throwing herself almost into the fire pit of last year's season finale, that they're not that they said, wow, this is mentally taxing for regular people that are not usually on TV. That's what it felt like, honestly. And they were like, okay, we're only gonna bring reality stars. So I'm kind of happy that the cast is all reality TV stars because also I felt like the gameplay for reality stars versus regular people were the lion and the debauchery were like in two different levels. And I felt like Kate was trying to even out the playing field a bit. So my personal take is that I like the fact that they're reality stars because it feels like RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. I don't necessarily have to worry about I don't have to worry about the fact that people are going to take this personal. Like it's not personal, it's drag. Okay. Speaking of drag, I don't know why I was about to say Larsa Pippen. Girl, I love you, girl. It was nothing about you. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Okay. But all right, so we said Johnny Bananas, John Burko. Um, okay, y'all know the Toll's House uh like cookie box. Actually, yeah, the toll that's what he remind me of. He remind me of the Toll House cookie box man. And to see Johnny Bananas also on the list lets me know that the way how they casted this show, because Johnny is like the Johnny and CT are like the biggest names for me that I've read down the list so far, right? And the way I felt like they casted this show so far, it's giving beef. It's giving this is my frenemy. So I felt like with everybody else, like in between, even though I just started watching Big Brother, everybody, I want to confess. Okay. I just started watching Big Brother Taylor Hale season because somebody told me it was going to feel like Hunger Games. And I want to let y'all know, absolutely. Big, if everybody is on the internet saying that Dan is the man and Janelle is like comp queen. I'm expecting for some type of drama. So I'm just using my producer hat with it. As the show was going. Anyway, let's keep going. Kevin from Bling Empire, he the one with the soft, y'all know the soft, supple look. He's very supple looking. It's nothing against him, but y'all know what I mean. He looks very like airbrush, but in real life. And those are real people. Okay. Larsa Pippen from Housewives of Miami. Oh, my Housewives girls. If you know me, I'm a housewife girl. Anyway, Larsa, Marcus Jordan. Oh, I keep clapping inside the mic. Larsa, Marcus, uh, Mark. What, how do you say this man's name? Marksims, from Dancing with the Stars. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He real fine. He a brunette. When I saw him on the lineup too as cast members, automatically, I thought personally that like he would make a really good traitor. So I hope we'll go more into it anyway. So, Marcus and Larsa. I love the fact that we are playing a murder mystery game with a couple. If you know the show Traitors, every single night someone gets banished, and the next night, somebody gets murdered, and the next night someone gets banished, and they get banished, by the group of faithfuls, and you guys know somebody gets murdered because of the traitor, right? So to me, it's just like I love the idea of someone potentially like one of them being the traitor as well, because I feel like if they really wanted tea, honestly, bring out the trust issues. Make one of them a traitor. I feel like you lied to me is gonna carry it outside of the game. So don't get me wrong, I really did like the idea of a couple being on Traitors. I don't want to hear she had her emotional support boyfriend or any of that stuff. I wanted to see real drama. And when I saw them on the lineup, I was like, oh, we about to get family tea. We about to get some good old NBA family tea. So I just want to let y'all know that for everybody on the internet who was like, "Oh, she's being soft." No, she's not. She's giving us good TV. Um, so after that, we got good old MJ. Justice for Reza. Okay, that's what my sis is giving is justice for Reza. So I'm excited to see her on the bunch. It gives me vibes that Gigi was not available for this season. Gigi wasn't available for this season. But anybody from Shaza set, to be honest, is a win for me. Good TV. Again, I felt like last season they were trying to pull out good TV from normal people who are not seasoned in drama. And when we all think of a murder mystery, we want drama. And I would say that this is now leaning on compared to last season because I don't want to spoil it. But compared to last season, this is leaning more on the dramedy edge than anything else. If you do not feel the camp in this show, just based off the casting alone, this is not the show for you. This is the show for people who grew up with Murder She Wrote. Okay? This is the show for people who grew up watching TV with their grandmas. Okay? And I feel like MJ grew up with her grandma. So I'm excited to see her play. It's something about MJ being on that cast that now I'm thinking about perspective. You know, Kevin, we talking about supple, but he could be a supple serial killer. You feel me? I feel like the casting, the casting, you guys won your tens. Okay. I was gonna see, I feel so bad because I started off this podcast with my cute voice, and now I'm yelling, and that's not what I wanted to do. But now that I'm sitting here looking at the cast, I want to let you guys know the casting directors, you shall receive a blessing in the morning when you cast a cast like this. Anyway, sometimes I will catch the Holy Spirit, and I apologize. MJ being on the cast gave me suspicion. Okay. Shaw's of Sunset was about a group of best friends. And every season, for some reason, they were able to throw each other underneath the bus for no cash prize. I do not suspect that I'm the firm believer that if last year Sari won, MJ will win this season. If we can keep her up there in the name of Jesus, absolutely keep her exalted. Amen. All right. All right. So after that, it's something about now I'm looking at the list fully. I was like, wow, they did that. Casting, I hope you sleep good tonight. I hope you get whatever you want. So after that, we have Party from Survivor. I did not watch Survivor, but honestly, based off of the scowls that I've seen in her press photos, I know that she's going to be trouble. And I'm okay with that. Again, this is not RuPaul's Drag Race best friends race. Okay. We are here to compete. And I'm so glad on that note, that we were able to get good old Peppermint to be a part of the show. Now, I'm happy that we have the Drag Race girls outside of the Drag Race bubble and playing with the rest of the competition girls, because one thing that people will respect is that RuPaul's Drag Race is one of the best competition shows on television. So absolutely there should be Peppermint. And honestly, I want to ask the question, can Bianca come next season? Can Katya come next season? Okay? I would love to see in the house a good old Trixie. Honestly, Bob the drag queen. We could roll it back and you could just give me Bianca or Bob the drag queen or Katya. I'm good with those three. Also a Valentina. Something about Valentina gives me like, oh, and I like that. So yes. Anyway, um, Peter Webster from The Bachelor. I'm gonna let everybody know that I did not watch The Bachelor. Not even. Ooh, Jesus! I don't want to admit to it. They're gonna take my black card. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's something about The Bachelor that just feels like it just feels repetitive. So that's why I don't watch it. But something about Peter's season I did watch, and let me tell y'all, he does not look like how I feel about him, if that makes any sense. Like I get shysta from him too. So I feel like him and Kevin, shysta boys. You know what I mean? Actually, before we even get to the details, I'm already looking at the cast and I want to let you know that they were thinking about Hardy Boys. And when I say Hardy Boys, I mean as in like boys, these are grown ass men. I'm so sorry, sirs. Okay, these men, I feel like they all have a duality of could you trust these people? Any of them, right? Marcus Jordan, Kevin, the John who works at the UK Parliament. I feel like every single person has a level of could you trust them? You know? And then also on the flip, when I see Deontay on the cast, I also think, would you profile? I'm taking it there. Yeah, I'm there. Here I am. I enjoy the fact that the casting is so detailed because when we get to my next girl, when I saw her on there, I said, we're playing with hot fire. Okay, it's Phaedra Parks from the illustrious Housewives of Atlanta. Mm, Mother Peach is in the building. I got excited seeing her. When I saw her with that first shawl in in the PR photos, I had to let a wave out because um it's something about attorney Phaedra Parks, attorney at law, you know. Um Phaedra Parks King Jr. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. But it's something about seeing this Southern Belle on television. I think that people forget that she is a lawyer. No, not only is she a housewife. So, and we'll talk about the housewives when we get to the bottom of the list because I want to make some comments about just one more comment once we're done with the list. But it's something about Phaedra. There's something about Phaedra that I really, really, really do like about her being on the cast. This is a murder mystery show. We need to figure out who done it. Why not get a lawyer or attorney, excuse me, because I believe that she passed the bar. So an attorney in a murder mystery show that's also a mortician. She owns a funeral home. This is her dome. This is her dome. Honestly, when I saw Phaedra on it, I said they couldn't. I felt like they were trying to one up Kate, having Kate on last season. It's something about the way how Kate did her season. I felt like everybody and Cerie, the way how them two did the season, and The Bachelor. Actually, the reality TV girlies did such a good job that I honestly felt like seeing Phaedra on the list made me realize that again the casting team was not playing with us. The casting team, there will be a British accent that will pop in and out because we are going overseas. You know what I mean? So please, never been there, but casting team playing with us. Okay. And then we got Sandra from Survivor. Honestly, when I saw her, I said, I don't know this woman. Don't judge me. She gave me Miss Trunchable vibes. So I just know for sure, again, treacherous. She gave me treacherous. And again, when I saw her in poverty, like y'all was all on the timeline like Queen of Survivor versus the Queen of Survivor. We gonna see who gets it down. I want to let y'all know this is the opportunity to get down. We want to see y'all get low and dirty because this is a murder mystery show. We need to know who done it. So yes, I guess we'll figure out who the Queen of Survivor is. I saw what you guys said in the chat for that. After that, we have Miss Sheree Whitfield from the Housewives of Atlanta. Seeing Sheree on the show made me realize that on the cast, I don't know about everybody, but we needed somebody that can carry gossip, a bone collector, a mover, a shaker of stories. And when I saw Sheree on the lineup, I said, if the information is right or wrong, it will get passed around the house. And the again, casting producers is working with hot fire. Just want to get that off my chest. When I saw it, because again, with my background, I have worked on housewife shows. I understand sometimes when it's, after getting to know some of these ladies, you understand sometimes their temperament, who is going to go back and tell someone information. It's like knowing your family, it's like having a gang of aunties. Okay. And then when I saw Sheree on it, I said, she's a loyal friend. She's going to give us fashion. She is going to give us a little delusion, which I always love because come on now. But one thing she is going to do is she's going to pass around that tea across the room. Across the room. Tamra Judge from Housewives of Orange County. And again, another person who I feel like will it with MJ. Oh, and I know I skipped Larsa, but Larsa as well. You know, a good point across the table in a good you did this to me. When I saw Tamra Judge, I know there's one thing that I love about a housewife, and sometimes it's the fact that it's the fact that they can naturally bring drama. And when I saw, I am so grateful that Tamra decided to join the housewives. I'm with this adventure. After that, we have the one and only. I feel like a sleeper cell because like it unlocks childhood memories when I saw her. Like when I saw this young lady, I was like, oh, is this trauma? Like what is built up in me that when I saw her, I was like, what's going on? And it's Trishelle from the real world, Las Vegas. Nothing against her. I just feel like that season alone was so chaotic. Is that the one where they were all in the jacuzzi tub? Right? They was all in a jacuzzi tub. It's something about, and also I have to ask her, like, if I ever was supposed to speak to her, like, how's Alton? Right? I think Alton was in her season. Like, I felt like again, nothing against her. I felt a locked up trauma. That's not okay. You know what I mean? Again, treacherous. I felt like they picked people. Is that a Scottish accent? Treacherous. Anyway, that might be the coin for this show. Even though I think it is West Indian, it still sounds Scottish. So again, treacherous feeling when it comes to her. It's something that's treacherous about her. And treacherous Tricelle is the roundabout of the group. Now, I know I said I was going to wait later to talk a little bit about why I love the fact that they have housewives on here. I think that Kate set the standard that even if you do not win the money, we are here to watch an entertaining show. I think that every single housewife that's on this list makes more than $250,000 per season, even if they're not on the show anymore. So to me, these women have nothing to lose. These women have everything to gain. These women are going to have a great time. Okay. And I hope the costume department has a great time with them. I've been loving the fashions of the housewives on this series. And I know I'm not going to get into it yet. I know we got to recap the episode. I know. But I just want to say it's something about the sorority of housewives being on there. And I'm going to say Phaedra, not Phaedra, MJ is on there too. MJ is one of the girls. She be stepping. Okay. It's something about the housewives girlies being on a whodunit show gives me camp. And listen, I was not getting that. Only person that was giving me camp last season, I felt like was Sari, and it was because you guys underestimated the fact that she could also be treacherous. Okay, y'all was really sleeping on my girl Sari, and so I think what they did was they wanted to give us like Beverly Hills Troopers, like with the housewives, and I want to tell the casting that they ate good with that. I really do enjoy it. We're gonna see some good looks. We're gonna see some big drama from these ladies. And honestly, they will not win a physical comp. Let's just get ahead. Let's just think about it. When have we ever seen any of these ladies do anything physical? Nothing. So their whole job on being on the show is to do the work. Okay. They're there to carry that round table. Okay. And that's the only thing I'm hoping, because if we think about it, the round table is just like a circular version of the reunions. Okay. And like what, like a 30-minute increment? This is now I'm going into producer world where I'm like, how long is it? How long do they have to argue? But we will talk about that next. Now, I want to tell you guys about the episodes. All right. So, episode 1 is the betrayers, fakes, and fraudsters. I hope I said that right. Fraudsters. Yes, work. All right. So, first, I want to let you guys know that we are walking into this big, beautiful castle. All right. One thing that I recognize from last season compared to this season is that the costumes on Sir Alan has elevated so beautifully. I love his outfits. Can I just say that? I love the fact that when we're watching the show, we're taken away. We've all known what all these people look like in their environments. Now we see them in a neutral space, right? Like this big, beautiful castle. If you've seen last season, you know what the decor is giving, like clue, right? When we're going on the inside. And one thing that I did love this season is that we got to see we got the opportunity to see the Traitors interviews. I love that we got to see what side everybody wanted to be on and their mindset. So obviously everybody's sizing each other up, and I think that gave an opportunity for some people to say, hey, like CT. Oh, I'm spoiling it already, but it gave people opportunities like CT saying, I don't want to be a traitor because it'd be too easy to like Johnny Bananas running through the house and like boasting his chest up. So we got to see Alan make the choice of who the traitors were. I also feel like y'all did that. Now we're going into producer again. I feel like y'all did that because you guys wanted okay, last season. All right, last season, if everybody remembers, Suri at the reunion says, oh, I didn't really have the opportunity to choose if I want to be a traitor or not. Alan select me. But then she later on like did an interview saying that she wanted to be a traitor. So I'm like, girl, stop it. And I feel like the production was trying to cover themselves by showing us them interviews so we could see ahead of time. And, Andy wouldn't be devastated and, lied to that when she's watching this show. It's like, oh, shoot. They wanted to be this. They wanted to choose this side. So we get to the round table and uh Alan's, I'm gonna call him Sir Alan. I feel like that's okay, right? Sir Alan. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Okay. Sir Alan makes his big decision. He chooses the first two traitors. First two traitors are Big Brother's Dan Glessing and Married to Medicine's Phaedra Parks. Oh my God. Let me tell you guys. My God, my God. When I saw that now Dan, I saw the timeline. Everybody's like, oh, we've been waiting for Dan, the second coming of Dan. Y'all was going up for Dan, for the people that sacrificed their summers to watch Big Brother while we were going through like the Trump years, or no, that wasn't Trump, that was Obama years, really and truly. Y'all really sat there and I feel like if having Dan on the show resurrected the old school Big Brother fans that probably gave up around this time, because it's like season 25, 26 now. So I think they got the OG Big Brother fans to get out their seats and lose their mind, because I'm hearing from my timeline like, this man, he planned his own funeral. This man, he stabbed everybody in the back. So I saw the Big Brother hype around him when I saw the casting photo, like the cast photos. So I already knew that Dan was the man to do it. If not, I actually thought to myself, initial traitor should have been Marcus. I felt like Marcus would have been a great traitor. He's the least skilled in reality TV outside of John. And I just wanted to see how he would play the game, and would he play it so personally, or how he would get, do it. And also, I would have loved to see Larsa defend her man, not knowing that he's lying to her. I just wanted to see that. That's what I wanted to see. But then on the other end, I do understand with the casting that they had to choose someone that is going to appeal. Now they got the gamers, right? Big Brother, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like Big Brother is a gateway drug to the CBS Paramount stratosphere. So it's like the survivor people, they're gonna bow down to the idea of a Big Brother being the traitor. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that that was gonna have y'all hooked in. So that's why they had to do it, right? And that goes when I say Paramount, I mean the challenge, Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race. That so they could bring Stassi back for Amazing Race. Okay. Clock that. She was on Amazing Race and she was on Peacock. I mean, and she was on NBC. So they could bring her back. But Amazing Race with the challenge. I said the challenge already. I think that's all of them, but all of them adhere underneath the praise of Dan. So I trusted that whatever Dan was gonna do, he was gonna give it the best. You know what I mean? Even if it wasn't gonna be it wasn't gonna be okay. You know. Anyway, because we got to watch them lie. Um, I feel like because last season we had a bachelor, we didn't want to see another bachelor kind of like try to struggle to lie through it because I forgot my man's name, Mr. Bachelor, but he was gagged by Sari, and I felt like we needed to get somebody who was a little bit more like less gagged and was going to give us a good time. Because again, the other thing we have to remember is that what is this? A murder mystery, and we need good murderers. Okay, so I felt like they suffice the gamers with that. But we need a trader that's gonna bring drama and good story and good interviews. And when I think of all of the ladies that came in on the other side of things, because I think, yeah, they came on the other side of things, whereas like the more, Peacock, Bravo, Stratosphere, it's very interesting that everybody was shocked that Phaedra was chosen. I would have not watched the show if, she wasn't chosen. So I'm happy that she is there. I already explained why my loyalty is to Miss Phaedra Parks. The Southern Belle serial killer is what I'm stamping her today. I believe, I know, and I trust in the universe that that Phaedra will make it all the way to the end. And what I want for Phaedra, and I know I'm skipping all the way ahead, Lord Jesus. The show, I've been so excited to talk about this show. And I think that's the reason why I've been talking over myself. But when I saw Phaedra on there, I said that this is going to attest to her profession. Now, and this is going to attest to the people that have missed Phaedra so much. As much as I love her on Married to Medicine, I think that this is the most perfect casting I've seen on the show. Honestly, it's so good that once this show is over, what I want Phaedra to host a true crime podcast. Maybe something called Southern Belle Serial Killers. I would love to see Phaedra come out with a true crime book line. Give her Thursday nights on Lifetime. If I'm correct, who owns Hallmark? Give her a Hallmark series. No, Hallmark is like Love and Light, right? That's more like Cynthia Bailey. Give her a good old Oxygen series. I would love to see my girl do maybe something like Snapped after this. I felt like there couldn't have been better casting since Angela Bassett played Tina Turner. Like I felt like this was too shoe in that. Like, what are you guys shocked that she's a traitor? I think Alan. If the producers didn't choose Phaedra, I think Alan chose it. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So after they're tapped on the shoulders, the accusations are flying across the room, and there's minor cues. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. So after the accusations, okay. So after the selections, guys, after the selections, so after my boy Alan is tapping on everybody's shoulders, the they take off their blindfolds. They're new, right? They're with brand new eyes. No one trusts anybody. It's a killer. Mm, 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 mm. Trust nobody at this table now. Someone amongst us is the killer. That's what Alan says. And everybody starts looking left and right over their shoulder and stuff like that. And my girl, my telepathic queen, Lotsa Pippin. Ah! She literally looks over at Poverty. And I'm honestly the name Poverty Girl. I looked it up. Beautiful name. But it was just if they the housewives are gonna have a fun with your name. If they call people, we've heard so many different names that the housewives have been called. Poverty Girl, I want you to make it out alive. Okay. Um, because Larsa looks over to her and she accuses, she's like, I think I know who the the traitor is. It's I can hear I can hear sounds, right? And so I can hear jacket vibrations. I was like, Mama is the X-Man, little did we know. Mama is an X-Man. Don't play with Larsa, okay? Larsa is Mike like 24/7. She knew looking over at Poverty that Poverty must have done it because of Alan's jacket vibration. And I was gagged. Let me just tell you guys, I was cackling. And then if I'm correct, it was like everyone was it felt you felt the tension. I don't know if that's the way y'all cut it, but the way how they were all cutting over to John breathing all heavy, I said, John ain't making it through this house. These housewives are coming to play. Okay. Don't breathe heavy. Don't move your jacket. Sit still because we don't trust nobody. But with that being said, it felt incomplete seeing Phaedra and Dan by themselves. Okay. And I was wondering when would they introduce a third? And I'm so grateful that they allowed, because, like, again, that they allowed these people to choose a third. Because last season, um, they got to choose a third, like halfway. No, 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 no. 19 convictions. How did they choose it last season? If I'm correct, I felt like it was like halfway through was Bachelor Man, right? But then after that, before that, it was Cody from Big Brother. And see, that's another thing. I feel like it might be a good or a bad thing that they picked another Big Brother guy. Remember, it's a lot of house play, it's a lot of connivery. So I expected for Dan to be not trusted automatically because he comes from a show where that's what they're known for. Anyway, um, so they got to choose their third in their evil threesome. Dan and Phaedra got to choose their third, and they chose Poverty. Now, I will say this: them choosing Poverty when Dan was like, what he said? He said, "Oh, you're like a female me." Her name is Black Widow. I'm gonna apologize right now, y'all. I was never watching Survivor because I never wanted to be in destitute. I'm from Brooklyn, okay? That never appealed to me. Everybody who's competed it from New York, God bless you. But it's something about Survivor that gives poverty, okay? And I just couldn't. I don't care if you're on a beach building blocks. Something about it just gave me. I couldn't adhere to it. Okay, I'm all about upward mobility, and I just couldn't adhere to to Survivor. Lord Jesus, Survivor. Yeah, I was never gonna adhere to that. So anyway, he's like, "Oh, she's the evil me. She's the Black Widow. We got to put her on our team." I felt like that was a smart move. Again, I think Phaedra is the queen of the other side of the camp. But because Dan is a Big Brother guy, and if these are all reality TV stars, I'm gonna hope that they all watched last season. And so their judgments about each other based off of their shows alone, I can see why he chose Poverty. She's ruthless. They was in the jungle and the destitute. She gonna do what she gotta do. And she already got a beef with, hold on, let me put this back in my hand. And she already got a beef with Sandra, right? And then my thing too is like, even though Sandra and Peppermint, right, like you know, they made good. I just don't believe it. And I feel like uh Dan Loki, if he didn't know, he had to choose most likely between, and this is just based off of vibes, y'all. I felt like he had to choose between Sandra or Poverty. That was gonna take him out the game, which really and truly it's Larsa and MJ. But that's here nor there. He's underestimating. But I felt like he had to choose between one of those two because there are power in numbers and comfortability, and I feel like naturally, based off of shows, uh, the challenge people were going to go with the survivor people. If push come to shove, if they have to do Civil War, right? The randoms, which I, no offense. And when I say randoms, I really mean like, oh, I forgot about the Love Island people. Yeah. So Phaedra was gonna be the queen of that whole thing. So like Love Island, and the only person that's living on the island, the three people, if I'm correct, is Deontay, John, and Kevin. But see, those three are not gonna link up because that's an odd bunch to them. Oh, and Marks. I forgot about Matt, the dancer, the dancer man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Marks, Max. His name is Max. Anyway, he's hot. He's so handsome. He is like physically, he looks like a Disney prince. I just think he's so handsome. Anyway, oh, since we on the first episode too, can I just say, CT, what a handsome man. But also, Phaedra got a type. I'm just gonna say that. Phaedra got a type. Phaedra got a type. She likes to meet on her bones, on their bones, on everybody's bones. But Phaedra got a type. And honestly, I don't blame her. That's an alpha woman. She's looking for the alpha male in the house. No pun intended. If you know, you know. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I too, if I was in that house, I too, girl. I too, I as well. All right. So they introduce a third twist of who's the third, right? I know I skipped over. I really messed up. I told you guys something that was in episode 2 already, but it's all right. It's T. It's T. You came for T. Don't be judging me. You came for T. Don't be judging me. You came for T. All right. So pretty much they do their first. Oh my god, I jumped around so bad, but it's okay, y'all. Y'all get the tea. All right, so um they do their first mission, right? And while they doing their first mission, again, remember I told you guys at the round table, the housewives was already on John and Poverty, right? Like the girl couldn't, you know, live her life, which is absolutely fine. I think that also, it feels like I'm bragging about the housewives, but it's something about them all, like Larsa pointing out Poverty first and them pointing out like John, that was just, it was very comical. I couldn't really take them seriously about John, but I love how they don't trust John no matter what. So they're running, and Tamara gonna turn around and ask him, oh, let me tell you guys. At the table, he's like, oh, I'm not breathing heavy. I got asthma. And so the girls are like, oh, you got asthma? Okay, T. Okay. Oh my God. Like, you got asthma. Oh my God. So then they're doing the challenge, and they have to do some light jogging. I love how this year we are going to get challenges with low physical requirements. I think it was because who's jumping out that helicopter from first season into that water? Not me. Not me. And I felt like that light jog, Tamara asking John if he had an inhaler on him was hilarious, because I don't think they went over how many miles an hour do you guys think they were going? How many miles an hour do you guys think they were going for her to be like, what speed of the treadmill would you give it? How fast John was running? And she talking about some, you got your inhaler? I need it. I was like, oh, she's setting him up. And he said that he didn't have it. So now there's like a mark on his back, right? Because now he's a liar. But also, are we investigating, or are we just like antagonizing people? And I would say that I feel like we're antagonizing people just to start off with. All right. So they do the challenge. If I'm correct, oh, I mean, child, they were uh they I'm trying to get to it, right? So they running down, jogging. After they finish jogging, they gotta hop in the water. They gotta make this um is it a pentagram? Is a pentagram what it's called? Is it a pentagram? I want to say it's a pentagram. So they draw a pentagram. Oh, Jesus. I said they draw a pentagram. I just looked at what a pentagram is, and I'm sticking with it. They drew they had to put a pentagram together in the water. And as they putting the pentagram together in the water, everybody's fighting. As we could tell, like I told you guys, everybody's clicked up. So the housewives, well, let's go back. Janelle grabbing that, so Janelle grabs the shield. Again, from my understanding, for the girls out there, she's the comp queen. She's my comp queen. I hit the bando. Like she's the comp queen, right? So Mama grabs the first key. I mean, while Alan is while Alan is giving them the instructions, I felt like she is it TJ? What is the man that hosts Survivor? He looks like he look like, is it just me or does TJ and the guy from Survivor, do they just rotate shows? Because I swear to God, it's the same person sometimes. And I don't feel bad about it. But anyway, the challenge people in the water, who got I forgot who got the key. And I apologize, everybody. This has been a couple weeks, but yes. Um, everybody's fighting for leadership. And if I'm correct, it's Kevin and John struggling in the boat, rowing the boat. I don't understand why some of you guys could have just stayed on land. You feel me? It's okay. I'm okay with you guys wanting to participate. I get it, but I think that if there's an opportunity just to stay on the thingy, on the dock, just stay on the dock. You're not one of the physical girls, John or Kevin. Again, Kevin. I'm gonna put Kevin. Actually, if we're drafting the girlies, I'm gonna give Kevin the Bravo treatment and say that he's never worked on a challenge show. So it's okay. Like the people who've never worked on challenge shows should stay on the dock. But I appreciate the participation. I love it. I love it for you girls. Marcus, Deontay, you guys look ready for it. You guys hop in the boat. That would have been my suggestion. But you and you, because I don't know what the hell Kevin was doing. We're rowing that boat. And I don't want to hear anything later about, oh, Kevin was on the road team and no, I don't care. Kevin is cute to look at. That is what he's here for. He is the hottie in the murder mystery. And honestly, if again, anyway. Uh so Dan, Phaedra. I already ruined it to you guys, but they choose poverty pretty much as their third. Now we're in the second episode, right? Which is called Welcome to the Dark Side. Oh, yes. Let's talk about this. I know I'm jumping around. Look at me jumping around. I love, love. Now we're done with the first episode. I want to say that one. I love the B-roll in this episode. I love, like, okay, so as we know, we see Phaedra walks through with the cloak. Phaedra give a pump in the cloak. She's giving a pump in the cloak. Phaedra's giving a pump in the cloak. Pump in the cloak. Phaedra's giving a pump in the cloak. All right. Ooh. It's something about Phaedra giving pump in the cloak. And Dan was just there. Okay. It's something about that B-roll of her pumping through that castle with the cloak on. And then it was like her probate. She took off that hoodie like it was a probate. It was it not. It felt something about it felt very HBCU. When she took off that, you may know me as Phaedra Parks. Like that's what it gave. But my sisters know me as Southern Belle serial killer. Like that's the vibe it gave. And so I was happy to see both of them, both be shocked that the other one was the traitor because it was revealed to them that they were both the traitors and they were pleasantly surprised to find out it was each other. So that was nice. But again, what I love about this series is that one, if you don't know that they go home, they leave the castle and go to a courtyard hotel every night, then are you really playing the game? We're really here to have fun. Okay. We're here to have fun. We're here to be camp. We're here to be camp, and camp and crime. That's really what it gave. Cunt camp and crime. Okay. Um, we're here to play. We're here to have a good time. And so I'm happy that they picked poverty to be their third. But obviously the first murder, if I'm correct, the first murder, no, they end up choosing poverty, I think before the murder, if I'm correct. Yes. So again, I love the B-roll. I love how camp it was because Larsa was giving Cleve while she was looking at the photo of Marcus, and like the B-roll that they had of like CT moving the chess piece. Something about it to me was like everybody on the team cares. If casting gives you a good cast, the director is giving great visuals. You can tell that, and also I want to break this down a little bit too. You can tell that the costuming on this show is immaculate. And when I say that, I mean as in if you look at it, guys, I want you to really feel like you're watching Clue. I really want you guys to feel like you're watching Colonel Mustard, okay? Professor Plum, Scarlet. You guys get what I'm saying? That these are real people, but we're also going to make characters out of them. So if you look at the wardrobe, Phaedra, Miss Southern Belle, serial killer, is wearing a beautiful fur. She wears a lot of fur accents if you're watching the show, right? And so another thing that you guys can really point out is that uh Tamra wears like the beret on her head, and then Dan wears a blazer, and it was like another one that I like peep. Oh, Poverty with this headband, child. When you see it, you ain't gonna unsee it. Okay. The headband has not left her head since she's gotten into the castle. So I don't know on Survivor if she wore a headband the whole time, and it's the only way y'all recognize her. But it's giving Parent Trap. It's giving Parent Trap. I feel like if she takes it off, I don't know who she might be. So I love I love the fact that they're sticking to costumes for all of the cast members. Not Trishelle, Janelle has like a heart necklace on her. So you guys can see these small details to let you know that everyone cares. The challenges are less about um physical um if you can physically do it, but more about story, which I absolutely love. It tests on who can trust who. I think this might be the most physical challenge I've seen with them running and swimming and stuff like that. But nothing that's high energy, too high. Uh, I feel like they're gonna crank it up a notch. God forbid, John, or I think if John leave, they're gonna crank it up a notch. But I do love the fact that on the first episode, and that was the first episode I seen of the series. I loved how it made you feel like you were opening up a novel and you were really not even seeing you were seeing them as the people, like, oh my God, I'm excited that Sheree is here. But you started to realize like in a cartoon or in an animation or a series that you would read, like a comic book, the outfits wouldn't veer away from each other. Sheree's still wearing like I think it's if I'm correct, they give no Sandra, sorry. Sandra wears a cape in every scene. I know, Sandra, I hope to God that you don't own that many capes in real life, my love. Trishelle is always wearing red, white, and blue. I don't get it. You know what it's giving, girl. It's giving patriotic. Okay. It's giving real patriotic. And I'm not mad. But everyone looks like a murder mystery character. Like to me, Kevin is literally the hot guy that gets murdered. And I think that's the reason why they casted him. Great job. I honestly, excellent job. Next season, I want to see Martell. I want to see Martell Holt next season. I want to go over who I want to see next season. And I would love to hear y'all thoughts on who you guys would love to see as traitors next season. We'll get around to it. But I do have a growing list based off of every episode. Every single time I see something happens, I'm like, notes. But I love the fact that you can tell on all angles, as a producer myself, you can see that they care dearly about this show. All right. So we're into the second episode. Poverty joins them as a third traitor after deliberation between Dan and Phaedra. Honestly, I feel like Phaedra, if you did watch Survivor, shout out to you, girl, so you know what you're getting yourself into. But I feel like it's really a link up for Dan. It's really giving Dan made a chess move really quick because Phaedra knows that she got numbers on the outside. Sometimes I feel like Phaedra Phaedra has the upper hand because she got her sisters and me. We are family. I'm gonna get my cousins to get you, is the vibe that she gives me with letting Dan choose Poverty. Because at the end of the day, Poverty is she gonna have to either defend herself against the housewives in a sense, or you guys could want to say, or fall in line. And that's the vibe that it gives with Phaedra allowing Dan. And that's what I'm saying. She might play it off like it's cool. I hope that she was actually a fan of Survivor beforehand, but if not, it definitely is giving. I'm giving you, I'm giving you one call. Like you get to phone one friend, and if that friend is out of here, I'm bringing the home girl. The home girls are going to take her out anyway, or take them out. So obviously the tensions are rising amongst the faithfuls because uh we have a banishment that same evening, so they need to figure out like who is the traitor. Some rumors are going around the house that it's Johnny Bananas. Let's be for real, the way how those eyebrows are perked up and the way how that blazer gave guilty. You don't wear that to court. He looked like he was The repo man looked like he was getting repoed right on out. And I'm glad that that's what Phaedra called him because the Blazer gave untrustworthy. It gave treacherous. So I can see why. And again, you're talking about a group of majority. I'm just saying, these are just majority women. He is already on House of Villains because the way how the show aired. So I feel like everybody had preconceived notions and said, you know what, we know what y'all doing. They try to play casting. They try to play production was like, oh, we know. We totally know who could it be. It could totally be Donnie Bananas. Do you think they would waste their time? They want this to be an excellent season. I would not waste my time making Johnny Bananas a traitor. Okay. Now with this good coat on, but he does look suspicious. Anyway, this reminds me of when I used to work at Maury. I want to let you guys know at Maury, sometimes those girls didn't look like that. Sometimes those girls came in looking fly. Y'all know that, right? That's crazy, right? It's the same thing. It's just costuming, you know? So um they get into their second mission, right? And it involves like insight about the cast. They have to vote, right? And it's kind of like stirring up suspicions and leading to ultimately, Peppermint's banishment. And the suspicions were, if I'm correct, it was just like small things that, like, okay, let's get into Peppermint. um Trisha Peppermint's outfits is absolutely amazing. I want Peppermint's outfits. And so to me, I felt like the thing that happened between Trishelle and Peppermint was kind of like whack. So let me just give you guys a tea. If you've seen the show, you've seen the show. If you haven't, I'm so sorry, girl. I'm spoiling everything for you. Trishelle says pretty much like, if you like I pretty much like you no, Peppermint says pretty much like you want me to go home because you clocking my fits. And I see that you got that patriotic gear on. I just want to let you know, girl. This is not verbatim. This is just vibes. Okay. If you watch the show and you be like, Denasia, that didn't happen. I want to ask you, do you actually even know the truth? Like it's a murder mystery, girl. Like read between the lines. So if it's not verbatim, it's vibes. All right. Anyway, Peppermint's like, hey girl, I see you clocking my outfit, and I just want to let you know if I'm a traitor, or if I'm a faithful, you can never clock this outfit. And Trishelle's like, yes, I know I'm stuck in this patriotic gear, girl, and I'm hoping that if they send you home, I could get that cape. And so pretty much Trishelle gonna go in front of the whole room and be like, y'all, if I get murdered, it's Peppermint. Peppermint's like jealous of me. Peppermint's mad at me. Overall, it was just weird. Okay. Um, and I think for me, I just did not understand why, if we're playing who done it, why are we clocking about just that, like she would kill me over the outfit? I was very confused by that. I was very confused. I was happy that we didn't have like, you know, somebody to I didn't feel like the challengers really was hearing Trishelle because they know Trishelle and they like, oh yeah, okay, girl. But I felt very disappointed that like the reality TV girlies, and y'all know who y'all are again. Y'all could be guy, girl, non-binary. Y'all are what? The girlies. The girlies, I was mad that the girlies was really like eating them up. I'm like, oh my God. I totally feel like, Peppermint could be the murderer. But here's where Peppermint messed up and said that she was the traitor. Girl, you slipped up and said that you were the traitor. I just want to let you know you messed up, girl. Okay? You really did mess up. And so for them to now, for them to vote you out and banish you, I felt like there was no coming back, girl. Now the outfit was everything. Give it up for the outfit. Give it up for the outfit. Outfit. It was good. If I think about things that I had to be like quote unquote murdered, and it was a good outfit, at least. I was happy to see Peppermint on the show because Peppermint is a great contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, she's a great drag queen and also she's a great representative for the trans community. I genuinely thought that there's no way that we're sending Peppermint home on the first night. I felt like everybody voting off of Trishelle being like, if I'm murdered, it's Peppermint, felt like it was such a bad cop out. But I also Genuinely, Trishelle, you knew you were gonna get the smoke. I'm sorry, girl. You can't go to any gay clubs in your band from any gay clubs around the United States. Because when I saw that timeline talk about you, girl, you are not coming back, honey. There's no drag shows, honey. You better, girl. RNC is the only thing you go to. Okay, that's it. Because that's how they were banishing you, girl. They said that the only stage you could hit is RNC. That's how the girls was treating you. I saw the way y'all dragged Trishelle on that timeline. So let me just make this short. Let me, now that we talking about it, but I get treacherous feelings for her. So overall, did we just all not like Trishelle back in the day and I just missed it? Because that's the vibe y'all all gave me. It's like whoever Trishelle was going to point out, y'all was going to drag, but also it's like Peppermint. Like out of all people, like Peppermint was giving Little Saint. But also, Peppermint, you said that you was a traitor, and these people they got a cast full of people with trust issues. They're all reality TV stars. All these people got trust issues. They had to produce a lie to them once or twice. So Peppermint, you saying that you were a traitor means like you couldn't keep the lie in, and so that's why they sent you home, Mama. It was nothing against you, but you have to understand that the one thing I think that they want to step up this season is have a group of people with trust issues, just a little bit, just a sprinkle. Oh, excuse me, just a sprinkle of trust issues, Mama. Like it's nothing against you. You know, it's not personal. It's drag. I said it in the beginning. It's not personal. It's drag at all. It's not mean. It's just that I think that was a weak reason to send you home. But when you slipped up, you was going home. You feel me? Like when you slipped up as a producer, we were writing a hot sheet saying that you was going home, Mama. We knew it. We all knew it. But I think that was a cop out, and I hate the fact that everybody agreed with Trishelle. If we was gonna get anybody out on the first night, and I'm gonna just be for real, based off of that episode, that banishment, I would have sent home like MJ. I would have sent home MJ. It's nothing. It's not like she did, or because well, see, Janelle had a shield, so you couldn't really do nothing with it. You can't really get mad at her, you know. So I think I would have sent home one of maybe like Sandra or or MJ because I'm thinking in the casting mind, like who would be, and honestly, I'm surprised that more people didn't point their finger at Phaedra at the first one because to me it was like naturally as I'm seeing people gravitate and mix and mingle. I mean, they got BravoCon. Some of these girls, even if they've never been on a show with each other, they know each other compared to like, you know, you could do the challenge and that's a mixed bunch for real, left and right. So it's you guys get what I'm saying. I'm surprised that they didn't clock a Phaedra or like a MJ because, like I said in the beginning, MJ has thrown her friends underneath the bus for other situations and never received a cash prize for it, aka Mike. Okay, Mike and Gigi easily could have pointed out MJ being a traitor, even though they would have been wrong, you know, because we know who the traitors are. I think MJ, based off of pure suspicion, I would have did MJ. No one, no one this season is going to give an exit like Peppermint. Peppermint has done exits on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think that's the best we gonna get. And I'm very mad that we had to get the best exit of the season first. Y'all don't remember when they do the sachet backwards? And they be like, you gotta say your final line. Right? I think I'll freak out and just say Miss Vanjie. You know? And honestly, I want to see Miss Vanjie on next season. Put that on a list, Miss Vanjie. Because I would love to see Miss Vanjie just walk out backwards. It's something about it. It's very fun. Anyway, so we get to our third episode. Murder in plain. Oh, I said I was gonna do it with the voice. Okay. We get to our third episode, Murder in Plain Sight. Where the traitors, okay, so Poverty, she has her probate, right? She takes off her hoodie and she goes, um, she got her hoodie on and she take it off and she's like, you may know me as Poverty, but my traders know me as the headband headbanger. Actually, that's a whack ass name. I said the headbanger, but I'm gonna just stick with Black Widow. I just don't know her like that. Listen, I don't like when people try to push nicknames on me. So her name for me in this series, y'all could keep Black Widow. I know how much y'all love it. Y'all old the whole timeline. Black Widow, Blackout, Black Me Out, all that Black Widow, blah 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 blah. But I just want to let y'all know that she is called the headbanger in my book. Me my heart. Okay. So Poverty, she has a probate. She finds out who her fellow traitors are, and she's gagged, but she's like, "Oh, these are my equals." Which I will say, based off of the tension that happened at the round table, yes. Oh yeah, and that's the great part too. We get to see Poverty go through a banishment as a faithful. So really and truly, like, it's now on and popping because when Larsa and her got into it, they were both uh sorry, when Larsa and Poverty got into it, Poverty was a faithful at the time. So she really did that with conviction. I mean, Mama gave at least Scarlett Johansson, right? I say Angela Bassett, but she was believable because she was actually telling the truth. But this time around, I feel like, why make Larsa right? Why make Larsa right? So Poverty comes to the party, the Traitors party, and she finds out who her other traitors are. She's gagged, she's having a good time. I love the shots about it. Phaedra's giving lawyer amongst the murderers. Like, I honestly feel like Phaedra, this is the perfect show again for Phaedra because her clients are actually guilty this time. Like, her clients are really guilty this time. You feel me? Like, they really did do the crime, and we have the footage. And that's what it's giving. So after being gagged, they debate about their next murder victim. And I understand that choosing Marcus was a great, great selection because to me, it gave the vibe that why would we, because, with Phaedra too, right? Phaedra being the traitor, why would we kill off somebody that could potentially protect us? Is the vibe it gave. You know what I mean? Like, Marcus was my man, vibes. Larsa gave those vibes for Marcus. And so I think all the ladies would have trusted Marcus if push comes to shove. He would have been great for physical competitions. And I feel like him and Deontay would have linked. Now, I will also say this. I think they killed him off too because he is very influential to the group. I think that the challenge with them voting on who would be the most influential and then Dan getting voted, I think it was like most introvert, and then Dan getting voted most introvert, let me know that he already had a target on his back. I think that it would have been hard for him to continue the game. I don't without pretty much like taking out majority of the traders. I think it would have been another Suri case where he would have underestimated Phaedra and Phaedra would have made it to the end, and then she would have had to like let down Marcus. It's not like Marcus needed the money. Again, I feel like none of the Bravo people actually need the money, except for maybe I feel like none of the Bravo people need the money. And so we, like, send home Marcus. Send home Marcus. But why send home Marcus? I was really sad, y'all. Oh, I'm devastated when he was banished. I mean, when he was murdered, justice for Marcus. When Larsa found out that he was murdered, even more. Even more. Like, you guys activated the girl. I mean, she accuses people of so much less. Now you murdered her man. Oh, we got to see Larsa get so activated. I honestly, I'm so calm right now because again, I'm a couple weeks removed. So my heart palpitations can now take to tell you guys what happened. Oh my God. The way how I screamed at the screen when Phaedra hugged Larsa. That's that mortician in her, y'all. That's that mortician. She owns a funeral home. What did y'all expect? Like, sis was giving, these are my professions. These are my professions. Ah! When she did that, I realized, I'm so sorry, y'all. I realized that Phaedra is not playing as in like it's personal. It really is just drag. This is her job in real life, y'all. This is Phaedra's job. Ah! The game is that Phaedra's job in real life is to hug you. Even if she know the tea, her job is to hug you. So when she hugged Larsa, it was I wish some of you housewives be fake like that in real like on some of y'all series. Hug the girl. I don't care if she talked about your husband. Hug him. Hug her. Please. We're just trying to go home. When Phaedra hugged that girl, I said, this is what a housewife series. I don't want you guys to lie. You know what I mean? In on your series. But this is a place to lie. Okay? You be a big, was it big little lie. That's what the housewives gives. The housewives, even though I keep calling them troop Beverly Troopers, they really give big little lies. And so when she hugged her, I mean, it felt, oh, it energized me. I hope it energized you guys at home too as well. I felt like this is the Super Bowl for housewives. We never get a chance to compete in anything, and this is it. Okay, glamour, lies, treachery. Like that's what we wanted. And Phaedra gave it to us at that brunch. By the way, what kind of food you think they eat? And like every single time I see them eat that food, I want some. It looks so good. And I'm also trying to figure out where are the cameras in the room. I have so many questions when it comes to the direction of this show that is like I've even called up direct. Do you guys believe I actually called up fellow directors to find out where is the camera in the room? Now I understand there's a rubber cam in that round table, but it's something about the breakfast room. Y'all tell me, do y'all think that the window in the breakfast room is real? I don't think so. But I also know in reality TV, we love to shoot through two-way mirrors. Don't freak out if you're a housewife hearing this. We don't do that on y'all shows. But when it comes to reality shows like Big Brother, you know, when you look around, they have those big old mirrors. I think that's what they shoot from. But excellent job with stage directing too. I feel like again, Traitors is up the level that you housewives are getting paid a whole lot more to lie in real life. And some of y'all don't do even a good job telling the truth. Y'all really don't. Y'all don't. And like Phaedra's showing you how it's done. We miss you, Faye Faye. We love you. All respects to the Southern Belle serial killer. Um, so Marcus is dead. Oh my God, Marcus. That's what everybody says. And then Larsa puts on her Fashion Nova. No, she's not. Okay, she puts on her Skims fit. No, no, no. Does she wear Fashion Nova? Does Larsa wear Fashion Nova? I want to type it on the computer and see, but I want us to keep moving at the same time. But please leave it in the chat if y'all know if Larsa wears Pretty Little Things. That's what it is. But so, okay, so Larsa throws on her Pretty Little Things outfit. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm getting a little stuffy. So Larsa throws on her Pretty Little Things outfit, and they go into the next challenge, and she needs to avenge her man. Oh my God, I love when the fact that Phaedra and Poverty and Dan, the traitors, they didn't realize that killing Marcus made it about Larsa. You have to understand the fact that the show turned into the Larsa show. It was a lot of fun. All right, so the third mission involves grave digging for golds and shields, and like pretty much, I want to let you guys know that the MTV Challenge people, CT was hard, like he was hardened up as a rock because he was so excited to be in his element. I feel like this was another challenge that was, you know, not physically taxing. However, it did involve teamwork. And I love the fact that the person that we would never expect to lead a team was Bergie. CT, we were looking for you, Papa. CT, we was looking for you, Daddy. We wanted you to lead us. And he got knocked out in the first 3 seconds, but I know his back might be bad or something, you know? So maybe he couldn't turn around fast enough to see that light. But I really, really, really wanted him to go and just do well on it. But listen, our baby Bergie, in the words of Phaedra, our baby Bergie did it with, you know, he was a shining star. And I love the fact that it just gave us, for the people who do not watch Love Island, it gave a little moment for us to get an introduction also to Bergie. So shout out to the post team for making sure that we got a little clip, a little bit more about Bergie, because I'm telling you right now, for the girls who don't watch Love Island, aka me, we're familiar with Bergie. So I'm happy about that. And also, because I can remember this, Peter, one of the Hardy Boys, and I will Hardy Boys, including Hardy Boys are Peter, Kevin, Bergie, and I feel like their team leader, their older brother, is CT. But those three are the Hardy Boys in my mind. Those are the Hardy Boys. Those three, um, if I'm correct, I think Kevin got kicked out in the first couple seconds, but Bergie led the team, and I think he got kicked out. And if I'm correct, Peter got the shields, and I think, oh, y'all, make sure I'm not spoiling anything for you guys, but Bergie, oh sorry, Peter got the shield and Janelle got the shield. Now I told y'all she my comp queen. I hit the bando. Janelle is coming for every single comp. I don't think y'all understand that Janelle thinks that there's money involved with getting a comp. Now I know that she is trying to protect. I mean, a shield. I keep calling it a comp, but it's a shield. Um, I know that she is protecting herself with these shields. I'm so happy that they changed it from last season where the shield was your opportunity to get like if your team won, then you went into a room and then the shield was randomly selected. But if you were paying attention and you just went in the order, you the traitor would know who got a shield, who has a shield. So you just kill somebody who's not, like why waste your time? You guys get what I'm saying. I appreciate the fact that the shield needs to be earned. And so sometimes now people have to choose, like Kate did, choose between the money or your protection in the game. Because if you are protected, then you have the opportunity, no matter what, win the money. I mean, win the money during the actual comps, because everybody's going to try to win the money, right? You still have the opportunity to protect yourself to the end to actually see that bank. So I like the fact that Janelle gave us it's honestly telling us and reminding the girls that again, it's not personal. You will get dragged. I think it's not even, let's break it out. You will get dragged. That's what she did. And so the rule of thumb is if Janelle is on your show in the future, please just move out the way. Just move. Just move out the way. I don't ever see anybody. So far, I think everybody else has been smart enough to move out of Janelle's way. She gives the vibes, like, again, the way how y'all felt about Trishelle being treacherous, I feel like Janelle gives, excuse me, miss. What's your name? Like that's yeah, all that. All right, so they're digging through the graves, they're doing teamwork. John is running through, like I said. I was proud of everybody. It was cute. It was real cute. I love the set design, by the way, too. Them pentagrams, it's all over the place. They just jumping around, smashing shit and running through. It's cute. Okay, so Dan and Marks, they're up for scrutiny. Sorry, Dan and Marks are up for scrutiny, and at the round table. And I want to just point something out that I thought was fun. Poverty, you raggedy. Because when you wrote that D and crossed it out, when they were all oh yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. So Dan and Marks, they face scrutiny uh of being one of the traitors, obviously, right? And so they are in danger to being banished. Now I will say this. I think Larsa was so smart with picking. Oh, and I want to say this too. Larsa led the table. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm so proud of Detective Larsa. I really want to go to law school. I feel like Kim's law school tactics and tips, it's like really rubbing off on Larsa. We really do see that if Larsa goes to law school, I think should be right on the same legally blonde. Just her and Kim. And I felt like she pointed down to, and I hate saying this because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I really don't. Dan, it's nothing against you. But I think she made a point when she thought about who could be threatened by my husband, my boyfriend, right? And I don't think it was a racial profiling thing because I saw that too on Twitter. I want to say that I don't think that was it, y'all. I think that with her having a background being a basketball wife, you're always thinking about the rank of where your husband probably is in the industry, right? In the sports world. Like, oh, maybe this guy is jealous of my husband. So she understands about like how men size each other up and they will try to eliminate their biggest threats. So I think that she was right with choosing Dan and Mark's. Like I felt bad because I think that his sarcasm led to, and when I say sarcasm, he was like me where we felt like Trishelle, like what felt like the group really sent home Peppermint was a waste of a banishment. You only get so many. And so it was funny. It's funny because, oh yeah, I forgot about him being on Dancing with the Stars. He is on a competition reality show, I guess, or would it be a competition show? But it's a talent show like Peppermint show is. So it's like they don't have the opportunity to sit here and practice lies, y'all. They got talent to deal with. Talent, uniqueness, and nerve. Well, creativity, talent. You get what I'm saying. You get it. They don't have the opportunity Charisma. Okay, there we go, y'all. Hold on. Thank you. All right. So, what hits me is that Marks is doing the same thing that I would do if I'm in a competition show like this. We don't have the opportunity. He's coming from the world of Dancing with the Stars, where he doesn't really have the opportunity to work with um liars all day. I hate saying it like that. It's not, I mean, Housewives is the only non-competition show in the well, Bachelor, you're still competing. If you think about it, politics, you're still competing. It's like his version of competing is nonverbal. So I feel like his body language gave them treacherous, and so that's the reason why they were like, I don't know about him. And then him laughing, I think, pushed the ladies over to the edge. And I feel like the ladies owned the table for that. The ladies own the table, so I felt like he gave, if we got to put two people up in their mind, I think that, like, Dan, he let his insecurities run wild. And what's my guy name, Marks, he he was laughing at the situation also. I think that his sarcasm made them feel like he was the traitor, and honestly, he really wasn't. So, unfortunately, Marcy is banned, right? Everybody's gagged, and let's be for real, the way how he bobbed his head out, he was really like, you guys all need therapy. He bobbed out like y'all need therapy, and I lived for it. Y'all was not about to get underneath that man's skin. And then when I saw the after show of him explaining, I have to agree even more. You guys were acting foolish at that table. And oh my God, I totally forgot, y'all, that Kevin is from Blink Empire. So he's also a part of one of the girlies. But I felt like he fell underneath the radar because Mark's body language was just so loud to them. And that's one thing that the Housewives girls look for. And I feel like Kevin knows that. And so Kevin was not a part of their sniff, if that makes any sense. But I do commend Loyal Larsa for getting us at least Dan. And I felt like, Poverty Girl, you ain't right for doing that. When she did that little D, I realized that she's trying to make sure that the girlies side with her. And I explained who the girlies are. So, Mark's left, he sashayed away. He did the little samba out the door. All right, he did the little samba out the door. I hope that made it. A little samba. And then obviously we're dead wrong. The traitor's still amongst us. That means we can't spot a liar to save our life. Even though I think Larsa, don't ever lie around Larsa. I feel like Larsa is going to catch you because Larsa be lying too. So it's like a liar will see it. Liar be seeing liars. All right. So obviously after that, the traitors, they go back up into the dungeon, and they have to decide on who is to murder next. So that takes us to episode 4, the funeral. All right. At the end of episode 3, we have a very unique challenge amongst the traitors. Shout out to the producers for now making the challenges amongst the traitors. Because let's be honest, last season with Christian lying about there only being 2 traitors left, I really like, oh, so he wants a challenge amongst the group. Awesome. I think the producers picked up on that, and they said, I'll up you one. I'll up you one. You know what I'll do even better? We'll make the murderers harder. We'll make you guys murdering people even harder than you guys just coming together and voting. So they have to murder in plain sight. And the episode ends with them getting, notifications that they have to hand over a dirty, this is clean, but like a dirty chalice. You know what? Oh, there we go. They got to hand over like a dirty chalice to somebody, and they have to drink, right? And I think we've all been at house parties where we've drank out of a suspicious cup, so this shouldn't be hard, right? Everybody on my timeline is like, the Black Widow is giving, and the Black Widow is up, and I'm activated. And one thing I'm very excited is for us to see people, not characters, because at the end of the day, these are real people. I've been seeing what y'all said on the timeline, and these are real people. Okay. I love what we are seeing. We're seeing this cast get activated from different franchises, right? So like we got Lars already pumped up. Dan apparently is in his element because he's always prayed to be a villain after this. And then, Phaedra, she's Phaedra the lawyer, but like it's something about Poverty squinting down that hallway after y'all told her to give that chalice to somebody that she could not help herself. She was walking around with that Sutter House wine down the hallways. And I shout out to the directing team for getting them extra shots afterwards because I did the math and I think I know how you guys shot it. If you'd like to know, please DM me. But yes, so they get her squinting and she starts squinting around Sheree. And Sheree is like, and Phaedra is like, not my girl. Mind you, nobody else knows that, you know, Poverty has this poisonous chalice, aka Stella. Ooh, let me not say that because I want to get us sponsored. Um, but you know, I know that she got this, you know, chalice and she's walking around with this Sutter House and somebody has to drink it. And so I was very intrigued that one, I love that Phaedra saved her girl. No matter what, at the end of the day, I know I'm a murderer, but this is my sister. And I love the fact that she said, this is where the line, like, stop, girl, not over here. And so I thought she was going to kill Sandra. Right. And so, you know, we leave on, we ended this on a cliffhanger, right? We ended that on a cliffhanger, and like so everybody's just trying to figure out who did Ekasu poison because we know it ain't Phaedra. I mean, we know it ain't Sheree. So you know she's in the room with I forgot. Is it like she's in the room with Peter, Bergie, Trishelle, Dan, the spirit of Peppermint, haunting Trishelle. I think that was it. Maybe Kevin was in the room. But it was a lot of people in that room. It was in the kitchen. And so the episode, dun, 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 it just stops. And I go back into my childhood anxiety for about 5 days, waiting on to see who could Poverty have killed. And I honestly I love seeing on Twitter y'all talk about and you know speculate who could it be, who could have been who could have been, excuse me. And I just love the fact that like you guys were as anxiety ridden as I was, and I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I love the fact that a show, and I want more. Listen, I want then now I'm gonna go and speak on a again a producer side. You guys came to the reality rundown page and you're hearing the show from a reality TV producer's perspective. And I want to say thank you for ending it on a cliffhanger. The show is edited like a murder mystery. That's how people want to you want to flip the page. And this is a show that makes you literally sit for a week and say, I wonder who she would profile. And for a week, I was like, at least I know it's not Sheree. I literally had the confidence. I had the God confidence to know it wasn't Sheree. I had an inkling that ooh, I had an inkling that it could be my top 5 for Poverty to poison was I feel like she would poison John to get John out of the way. And also to frame the housewives. That'd be awesome. I also felt like she could have poisoned Sandra. Like get her out of here. You know, like she's on your back, sis. I think killing her would also put a spotlight on you. So I could see you trying to bring it down. But also you could put it on. Do you have any other stuff like put it on the other survivor girlies? But because everybody know that y'all got beef, you can't kill her. You gotta kind of let honestly, if I was her, kill her before Dan gets out. She should kill uh Sandra off. But that's just my opinion. I think Sandra is a good person to kill because while Dan is still there, you have somebody to kind of cover you up. But if Dan and Poverty fall out, then it's kind of hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that Dan got Poverty because he knows that he could sick Sandra on Poverty. Y'all feel me? Like, it's enough, you know, it's almost like, yeah, she's my equal, but also like Poverty knows that she could sick Janelle on Dan. So again, everybody's pointing guns. You know what I mean? The only person who I feel like you can't trust nobody as being a traitor. And I think that's the most interesting part about this season compared to last season. Christian looked so stupid smiling at Sari all the way to the end. And no, Ari, I remember his name now. Ari, right? Ari looked so crazy smiling at Sari all the way to the end when she was like, you were only a traitor for one murder. I was taking home this 250K, babes. If I was not going to give it to Andy, I was definitely not about to give it to you. That was a vibe. So I know for sure that they are using each other hostage, okay, to get to the end. And I feel like if she can try to kill off Sandra, this is a great opportunity to try to do it. So in my mind, in my will, I thought that'd be dope. And then I think killing off the Hardy Boys really didn't make any sense. So for me, I was left really contemplating like, would she kill Janelle, Trishelle, or MJ? That was really the three I was really worried about. But as we can see, guys, we go into episode 4 and we finally get our answers. Y'all, she killed off Ekansu. Not Ekansu. Oh my God, Ekansu. Can we insert that too? I would love a good oh my God Ekansu clip on top of me. Because, yes, Lord. I felt the same way. Why your homegirl, Ekansu girl? And then sis was hugging you. Like, but again, it's another moment where it's a game where the reality girlies, the girlies don't realize that it's like they realize, but they don't realize that like some of these people are really crazy liars. Like she was from Love Island. I want you to tell the truth. I want you to tell me that you love me. I want you to look into my eyes and be enamored and be my friend. And I need a close circle. That is not what this is about, girl. This is a murder mystery. So you yelling that you're gonna fuck, can I say fuck? Yeah, you saying that you gonna fuck up whoever the traitor is, girl. You was done. That was it. Because I'm telling you right now, Poverty looked like she could fight, you know? And I feel like if you kept going, you was about to be a problem in real life for Poverty. That's what the vibe gave. So it's like, why not kill off your homegirl, right? Especially if your homegirl geeked up, you barely know her. Like, because she was really loud. Honestly, I go on Traitors, I'm going to be quiet as a mouse. I love being loud. If you know me, my hobbies are being loud and staying at home. And I felt like there's something about her yelling across that room that she was going to fuck up a traitor. And I was like, girl, not today. From your house. You gonna fuck up a traitor from your house, girl. And so that's what happened. She got poisoned, right? For murder. Like she got poisoned. And so, everybody's gagged. So they have to play. So instead of it being the regular traditional situation around breakfast where they walk in and then they kind of wait as they eat their quiches to see who's coming to join them for brunch. They don't have the opportunity. Everybody's showing up. Oh, and let's also get into this. Phaedra being told, oh, that's the other part that gagged me. I thought at least they were gonna know who Ekansu poisoned. And so when Phaedra found out that it was Ekansu, that oh Lord, not Ekansu, and then she started to think about the pattern, lets me know that we are in real gameplay. Okay? We're not playing with girls. Ekansu? What happened? Yes.
Oh, my Lord, sweet baby Jesus. Not Ekansu. Lord, not Ekansu.
Yes.
She's the only person that I
Lord, not
could
Ekansu,
think of
Jesus.
that would actually
Jesus,
do it.
me.
Yes, that's the clip I want. Just oh Lord, not Ekansu, fan me, honey. But with Phaedra, Phaedra was thinking more in the lawyer aspect that I accused Ekansu at the last round table, because the last round table, the other part that was the drama was Janelle versus Ekansu, and how Janelle could be the traitor because she fought me for the shield. And Phaedra had a little bit of an opinion to that. And so she knew that if these people are cooking with grease, they're going to blame me for the murder, which is smart. But I also feel like Phaedra underestimates the fact that she has Kevin on the cast. So, but she also has poverty. Oh, it's something about I'm gonna tell everybody right now. It's not like I don't it's not like I dislike the girl. It's the way how she did this episode. That again, as a housewife girly, I was I was intrigued, but also like, watch yourself. So everybody shows up to breakfast, right? We're eating our quiche, and the faithfuls are shocked and gagged that everybody made it through the night. Oh my God. Everybody came back from the courtyard. Everybody came back from the courtyard. Everybody came back. So yeah, they come back from the courtyard, and uh Alan comes through. Is this the episode also with Alan with the jacket? That AC jacket 8. Who is the wardrobe person for Alan? It's good. I like it a lot. I love that AC jacket. I really want Andy Cohen to wear it for the finale. Like, when they do the Watch What Happens Live, I want him to wear that jacket. I really do. It's a cute little, you know, little casual wear, if you know what I'm talking about. I think it's between 3 and 4. Again, if you're watching this, I hope that you already seen it because, girl, it's a spoiler. Yeah, Andy. So yes, I hope that Andy wears that jacket to the reunion. All right. So my favorite moment that happened at breakfast, y'all, is how we are all counting down, even though we know that Ekansu has been murdered. We don't. We they still don't know if Ekansu is just not going to make it to breakfast, right? And so as they're sitting around the table waiting it for breakfast, and we get down to our final 3, um, Larsa realizes that the potential 3 could only be people that she's been close to. And so she starts to panic and she goes, Everyone around me is getting murdered. It's like they want me or something." And I want everybody to know that to me, the way how I am calm right now did not match the laughter that I had at the TV screen when Larsa made the potential final 3 about her. Let them people die in peace, Larsa. Let them folks go in peace. Larsa really sat there around that table and turned into Carmen Electra from Scary Movie. Like I Larsa turning into Carmen Electra in Scary Movie was the funniest part of that episode. That breakfast of her screaming around the table that they're trying to murder her. She was like, "They're trying to murder me." Mind you, Trishelle tried it the first week and it wasn't as good. And I feel like it's because the housewives, even though they voted for Peppermint, I think that they were still a little bit on Peppermint's side until she said she was a traitor. So I feel like on the flip, that's what the case is going to be, y'all. Is that you know, Larsa showed Trishelle how to do it. Larsa showed her how to actually make something about you. Okay. Larsa started clutching those pearls and was like, "Oh my God, they're trying to murder me," was everything. That was my favorite part of the episode. Larsa literally turns into Scary Movie, y'all. And when she was like, "Oh my God, they're trying to kill me," I was eating it up. I was like, "Girl, they are." Like, you have to understand, some of these girls are haters. Like, Larsa comes from the world where, like, y'all forget that she's a real life basketball wife. On top of that, these people are not playing characters. This is who they really are. She really is a basketball wife, y'all. She really deals with girls who are haters, girls who want her man, girls who want to, you know what I mean? Like, want to be her. And so to me, it was like when she saw them 3 people being gone, I don't care if it was John, CT, and Peter up there. She would have made it about her. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it. She would have figured out the cast connection and she would have accused somebody of making it about her. I loved it 1,000%. I think this show deserves an Emmy overall. These people are actually not characters. These are real life people and they are acting out for $250,000. Honestly, I want y'all to go back and ask for more money as y'all cash prize. Y'all need $1 million on top of whatever you're getting weekly. So to me, if you're asking me, you guys, this is $1 million season. Okay. And the fact that these people are lying, okay, and being treacherous for $250,000 to split 3 ways, potentially, or 16 ways. You know what? It's a giving VIP section type of split. Like, could you imagine doing all that lying and backstabbing, again, like a Sheree and Phaedra relationship, you backstabbing each other for what, $50,000 potentially? Because let's be for real, for Phaedra splitting that 3 ways, Sheree's potentially splitting that 13 ways. That's crazy. I hope everyone is getting bonuses on the back end. I hope with you guys seeing the ratings, and I feel that way about any show, I hope that you guys are getting paid some more money on the back end. I think producers should get paid more money on the back end when things like this happen. And what an amazing season. Like Larsa really genuinely made that about her. And I don't think you guys even understand that that is not casting. I mean, that is not scripted. That is good casting. Oh my God. So Larsa sees that obviously Ekasu is looking around the table. I just want to also get us back into the fact that um Alan, okay, sorry. Larsa is making it about her. I think that quietly Phaedra is gagged. Phaedra is gagged. I feel like Phaedra was looking out for herself for a second, and then when she saw that Larsa was like, "Oh my God," I feel like Phaedra looked over like, "Oh well, that's not the that's not the girl I was worried about." But here we are. But I don't think that Larsa would suspect Phaedra because she's a part of the Sisterhood of Traveling Peaches. You know, so beaches, yeah. So I personally was shocked that Larsa made it about her because I don't think I ever seen on camera her ever speak to Ekansu, but here we are. I never saw a clip of her speaking to Ekansu before that breakfast, but Larsa made it about her. I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, she is actually the standout star of the show. Everybody, I love Phaedra, but it's also after Phaedra, it's Larsa on the Gag Express. It was great. It was a great time. Um, Alan comes into Alan sachets into the breakfast while everybody's eating their quiches and trying to figure out who it is because everyone is there for breakfast. So they want to know what the plot twist is. He lets them know somebody's been poisoned. Oh my God. Everybody's reaction. Everybody's gagged. Oh my God. I just finished. Wait, now? Did we get poisoned right now? They're eating breakfast, so they're freaking out, which I totally understand. And the gag is that they'll figure out who's been murdered by the end of the challenge. And the challenge pretty much is based off of things that they know about each other. And I think that that's the part I love about this season is that you can kind of now tell who's lying and who's telling the truth based off of some of the challenges. Like something so basic of like what year you were born, and they want to see who's gonna lie, who's gonna tell the truth. I'm so sorry. They wouldn't have if they would have got the question wrong, which I thought was also a smart idea, you would have kept more people outside as the person being murdered. So they could have thrown the challenge anyway by saying that they were, lying about the answer or the votes. So, if you're watching, if you already watched the show, then I'm not gonna lie to you, the drama in that challenge. Let's talk about it. The fact that they had to lay up in the coffin, they would throw the flowers on them, and then each cast member had to hold a flower above them and throw it in there into the person casket. The fact that everybody threw the money, threw the flowers in MJ's casket. Shout out to everybody who was paying attention. I love the fact that it was a unanimous vote. I love the fact that Phaedra didn't rock the boat or Dan rock the boat by voting for anybody else. They rather throw away 20K did not receive it at all. And that's more power to you because you're going to find it on the back end. God's going to bless you in the back end. We're here to make good TV. So they got it wrong. Everybody know we got it wrong. Y'all assumed it was MJ, which was really good, but it wasn't. It was Ekansu. When they closed that casket on Ekansu, though, y'all, the drama. That GoPro being in that that GoPro being in that casket violating. Okay. When they slammed that casket above that girl, I said, no, we're not playing the same game. We not. How am I supposed to go back to my series, the stuff I do for a living, and after watching Traitors and not ask for drama? That's what y'all are here for. Drama. Girl. Girl. Also, can I say Larsa in that that Pretty Little Things outfit, that onesie and that trench coat? Treacherous. I was hoping it was Skims. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was like, this would be a great Skims ad. Like Larsa, because was Larsa in the casket? Larsa was in the casket, right? If she was gonna be in the casket, I would have told a PA to snap a photo of me, and I would have said, I'm dying to be in these PTLs. She wasn't in the casket. If she was in the casket, though, no, sorry. If Larsa wasn't in the casket when they did camera cut. When they did camera cut, okay, so Larsa didn't end up in the casket. As we know, the final three was Ekansu, MJ, and Parvati. Oh my gosh. Parvati, girl, you got it easy. Poverty, you have it so easy. It's really like you laying up in that casket, like it was giving victimhood, but also like smart that you killed your friend. I listen, we are here to play. Okay? We don't care. We don't care about friends. You saw what Sari did to Andy the first season. We could do a lot worse. That's why I wanted Marcus to be the traitor, or Larsa would have been the traitor too. Either way, one of those two should have been the traitors. But Poverty got to lay there and not really feel the guilt. But when they slammed that casket on my girl Ekasu with the GoPro attached, y'all go ah the bubbling and the cackling I would have did in Video Village to see that shot. Oh Lord, Ekasu. And I'm telling you right now, Larsa, that PTL jumpsuit, that Pretty Little Things jumpsuit, mama, I would at least had a PA like when they did camera cuts, because they're gonna do a camera cut. I would have hopped in the casket if I was you. And I would have took a couple photos and I would have said something like dying to be in the PTL or be in PTL or if that's Skims, dying in Skims or something like that. That would have been a really good product placement and promotion for you. You feel me? Like I felt the PR in that moment through that velour, that crushed velvet bodysuit. Don't tell me it was Balenciaga afterwards, girl, because I don't care. I don't. My best friend, she said everything costs the same on Instagram. And that honestly, girl, I can't tell where that jumpsuit was from, but it needed to be buried. And I loved it at the same time. It really gave hot girl. It gave hot body. And I love it. I love it for you. So Ekansu, they shut the casket on her. Everybody's gagged. I hope y'all took her out the casket before y'all started throwing that dirt on her. If not, I hope you had a on-set counselor production, because I was traumatized for the girl. So oh my god, I've worked on shows that had to deal with like, celebrities working on ranches. And so, sometimes we try to find the humor of trying to find people like fish out of water situations. But it's something about them that GoPro in that casket. It was the dirt, sorry, hitting the top of that casket. I want to let you guys know the production of that show does not want you to see peace. Okay, they want you to have a good time. All right. So Ekasu dead. All right. And with that, the accusations start going off the roof, right? Everybody's trying to figure out, like, one, I think that they were close again. They were close, but Poverty did an excellent job by swaying the house to not believe in the housewives, which has now caused one of the biggest wars on the internet is the reality TV wars. Now we got the housewives, or I like to call the girlies, because we got to get back into I want to talk about that round table, because there's some people that showed out on that round table. I also want to mention that Deontay owned that band that Traitors table for episode 3. As much as I'm forgetting about him right now throughout the story through and through, because if you know, you know, our brother is no longer with us, and he left because the show was a little taxing to him emotionally, and it brought up childhood trauma. So I hope that he is finding his healing. But outside of that, I thought, now I'm thinking about it, Deontay was probably one of my favorite players on the show too, because of the drama. Besides the beautiful turtlenecks that they kept giving him and that big ass ruby necklace that they kept giving him for costuming, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing a man with feelings. I feel like I'm skipping over that, and I do apologize, but I love a man with feelings. And I'm gonna tell you, if I did not Google it, because I did not, is Deontay a water sign? He gives me water sign vibes. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Like, he felt so passionate, so strong and wrong. And the only people I could ever get that out of is water signs. The way how he looked at Marks and was like, I don't know, it's the vibes that you're giving. When he did that, I was like, he's a lot of fun. He's a whole, like, oh Lord, I just Googled it, y'all. He a Libra. I'm a Libra. Yeah, I would go home too. Woo! Sorry. I'm gonna go home too. If I was Deontay, that's too much. I would go home, and I would go home, because what y'all not gonna do is play with the scales of justice in my mind. I'm going home. This is traumatizing. And let me tell you one thing about Libras that we will do. We will leave. We will leave. Libras and look, I got another example of somebody who left because something was emotionally taxing, and there's no shade on that. Monique, a Libra. You ever see Whitney Rose hop up from a table so fast? A Libra. Libras do not deal with mess. So I know for sure when he was crying in that episode, he was going home. And the fact that like he went home shortly afterwards, now I don't blame him. But it gave water sign. And everybody knows the water sign of the air signs is definitely probably a Libra. So yeah, he was going home. I'm sorry, girl. You was going home, girl. And honestly, again, smart on production to switch it up by making it a poison instead of sending somebody straight home for breakfast, because then realistically, numbers wise, it would have moved too fast. So, like, why again? I know that they probably had the murder planned out, but they probably asked Deontay, and this is just my guessing. You gotta ask people beforehand, like, what their fears are. And sometimes we will exploit it to get a good show. Gotta keep it 100. If you say that you scared of rats, girl, what you think is going to be on the other side? A rat, right? So I feel like what they probably did was, and this is just my high guess, I feel like what they probably did was ask Deontay if he was afraid of being in the casket, because I know that to me is like way too much. So I can only imagine. Like I know Tamara was like, oh, so I can only imagine that the rest, like they probably asked. And I hope they got her out of that casket before they closed it. So everybody at the table, I feel like every round table, there's always been somebody to lead it. Last one, I felt like Deontay, even though he led them down the wrong direction, I felt like he was going to be that, they need to find a new leader. So, tag, it sucks that he's a Libra, because that means like the way how we are so charismatic, but we will definitely feel all the feels and be like, I'm leaving, is very much, it profiles us so bad. Anyway, Larsa's still on the hunt for Mr. Alpha Male, right? And she lets the girls know before the round table that listen, y'all, we getting the men tonight. I love what she's thinking. Probability. It has to be a man on this. That's a traitor. That's one thing. If I was on the show, I would think about probability like nobody's business. I would think about the way how they cast the show. I would think about how, but again, I would be going home within the first, as I can see, 4 episodes, like Deontay. But I would have at least looked at the scope of things and say that if the probability of there being 3 people, they could be 2 out of 3 guys, or they could be 1 out of 3 guys, or actually it could be 3 guys. But I think that she was thinking the probability, and then she was also thinking who would be threatened by my husband. And so first week she went with Dan, and I wish she would have stuck with her feelings. I really do wish that she would have stuck with Dan, because if you got Dan off and Dan wasn't, then you got somebody that you don't trust out. But then if he is a traitor, then you got one less traitor out of the circle. So I really wish that Larsa would have stuck with Dan, but I love the fact that she gave every single woman, she gave all the ladies the idea that it was going to be Dan. And I don't understand why Sandra took that cloak down the hallway and said to Dan, "Oh, I think it might be you. Y'all not on the same show. Think, think, girl." But also the person that she's on the same show with, I meant to say that she came from the same show from, she don't trust. That was like if they casted Phaedra and Candy together. We know Candy gonna throw Phaedra underneath the bus, or Phaedra gonna throw Candy at the bus. So I think that getting like Sandra, obviously we were trying to do sister girl movement and tell Sandra that even though you wearing this frumpy coat, because that's how Larsa is. Larsa was like, I'm in my PTL soft girl era. It's very much giving soft girl era. That's how Larsa is thinking, right? And like she's like, I want womanhood. I want sisterhood. And so I'm gonna let even Sandra know, even though she's not a part of one of the girls, I'm gonna let her know outside of the Bravo girlies or just the girls, like I said, I'm gonna let Sandra know. So the fact that Sandra, took herself down that hallway and told Dan lets me know that she is a problem. And if I was Phaedra, I would try to get her out, because we got one bone collector. I don't need two. We already got PR. You feel me? So Mama left, went down the hallway, told Dan. Or I think she told Poverty. No, I don't think she told Poverty. I forgot who she told, but she told some. I think she told Dan. She went down the hallway, told Dan, and Poverty found out, and Poverty switched the house up. Now, I didn't think that girl was going to call war so early, but she really did. And that lets me know that the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. Why would you call war so early? Unless you feel like Phaedra has the upper hand out of all the traitors. And I feel like that's the reason why she did it. So we clocked the T girl. Trust me, don't come for the housewives, honey. And I meant it. Don't come for the girls. We love the girls. Oh my God, we love the girls. We don't ever come for the housewives. And I felt like no matter which housewife it was, again, they could have been enemies. I don't think that even if it was Candy and Phaedra sitting at that table, they would have allowed for Parvati to play them like that. No, they do not do competition shows. We totally get that. But don't you think that high society is a competition in itself? Girl, I think so. As a person who works on the show, I know that these ladies on an everyday basis competing with naysayers, wannabes, they fake homegirl, they hairstylists who be talking about them behind their back. Okay. They child might go to school and repeat everything that happened in an argument behind closed doors. These ladies are competing with life. Don't play with her. Don't play with us. Every day we have to get up and put on our lashes. Every day. She offended me. I'm offended. Okay. Now I've worked on competition shows, but not to the capacity of something like a Big Brother or Survivor. But I do think that she was very smart with calling out the fact that honestly, as a housewife, this is your competition, sitting around a table and arguing, and I can't trust you guys to one of you guys probability as well might be a traitor. And I love the fact that Poverty flipped it on them. So I just want people to know that Phaedra, yes, did clock in, but there was no way in the world that Poverty was going to leave that dungeon, the candy coated dungeon, without getting a lashing from Miss Phaedra, Southern Belle, serial killer Parks. You was not about to. Let me tell you, Phaedra is your legal aid in this game. If you take her out, you're not going to white woman yourself through this. Mm-mm, 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 because it's an even playing field, my love. Phaedra wanted to let her know that it does not matter. Okay, we are black. I just want to make sure you was not gonna white woman yourself through this with the scowls, girl. Put on some retinol and let's go and play. And that's what Phaedra told her. I wish you would clock. I wish you would play with us. And I understand that you're the queen of Survivor, but you've never had to put on a lash and read somebody out, honey. And I've seen it, y'all. These are people forget that like housewives are not just women who just sit on the couch. These are like former Miss USAs. And let's be honest, the pageant world ain't sugarcoat. Okay, these girls in the pageant world are reading. Okay, you are talking about former first ladies of churches who had to deal with several scandals. These women can hold themselves together and still get you together behind the scenes. I've had it. We're talking about models. You know what I mean? Like these are women of a certain like caliber, so they're obviously not going to take you talking about them lightly. And I appreciated it. Phaedra, more lashings on Poverty. That's what I want. I don't know about everybody else, but it's something about Poverty squinting. I just want them to. Nobody likes you, Poverty. When she said that, I was like, I don't think. See, the girl has always had to play with, from my understanding, like a girl like Sari, where Sari played very much underhand and like she knew what was going on, but she didn't even want the traitors to know what was going on. Phaedra is going to let you know up front, and I'm enjoying it. Now, some things up front, some things behind your back, as a true housewife would. But I do think that Poverty barked up the wrong tree, and if she's smart, link up with Phaedra, girl, afterwards. But it's gonna be kind of hard because Phaedra got foot on your back. Phaedra put that leash on Poverty and let her know that she was gonna walk her like a dog, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I never felt so proud to be a traitor in my whole, I mean, not traitor. I never felt so proud to be a housewife girly so bad. I want you guys to know that I marched through the streets with my chest held high. No, I didn't even get to do. Now I will say this: I didn't even get to do Phaedra Park season. I came in on season 10, guys, of Atlanta, so I was robbed the opportunity to bask in the glow of what is, Phaedra Parks. And I really commend the girls who are out there frontline on Married to Medicine right now. Last season, and they did the work, and they got to have the opportunity to see the Phaedra. And I'm so glad that the Phaedra is back. I really do. I really am. And I'm again, I'm speaking on the tense of where my world is, but I would love to know from you guys, like, who are you, now that we even know who the traitors are, like, who are you the most excited about? Like, I was so excited to see Kevin be strong and wrong. Kevin has been strong and wrong for the last couple round tables, and I would love to see how that's going to work out for him on Bling Empire, because I enjoy him being strong and wrong. I expect it, right? I think he was strong and wrong on Bling Empire too, based off of his relationships, if I'm correct. So it's very fun to see some of these people just live their lives with costume, with costuming, and Alan with these great speeches. Like, the fact that the two, um I just want to mention this: Kevin gets points for me and MJ gets points for me for that read down. I love it. But also Kevin gets points for me for trying to read with Peter on that episode, y'all. Like, that round table, we'll talk about it later, because the Hardy Boys have their own storyline that I'm absolutely loving. No, I want to let you guys know I have not watched episode 5 yet. I have not. So we will be catching up for episode 5 for another episode. Sorry, we will be catching up for episode 5 very soon. I just need to sit down and watch it, but I just want to let you guys know for sure, for sure, for sure. Kevin and MJ, if they are arguing in episode 5, we about to have a good time. Because the way how those two were cutting up at each other, because people be forgetting that their show is co-ed. Okay, so Kevin's not afraid to read the girls. CT looked like he was a little bit afraid to read the girls, because he recognizes Larsa Pippen as actually being, like, probably his hero's ex-wife. So I do see that in CT's eyes when he was arguing with Larsa. But I want people to know that Kevin doesn't see that about any of these girls. I don't even think Kevin knows anybody at the house. So to me, Kevin and Peter arguing was hilarious. But even funnier was Kevin and MJ arguing. MJ is going to send someone to jail, and I'm excited to see it. I want to see MJ and Larsa want to pursue. I want them to pursue a career legal in the legal world. I would love to see Larsa and MJ get their law degree. I think it's well deserved. You guys did a great job. Janelle, keep winning those comps, baby. Trishelle, watch your finger on who you're pointing at. Okay, put that finger down. And also, I saw the ring finger, so I know you and CT ain't together. Like, y'all couldn't ever get together. So I'm gonna say, please just warn Phaedra if he snores at night and stuff like that. I think that's real respectable. That's real grown woman of you if you could do that, because, like, that is her man. So let her know, like, is he cheap on dates? Give Phaedra the rundown, low key. If she starts shaking them titties and looking and kiki and laughing, because the lips are juicy. I love the red hair on Phaedra. She's in her winter era. Pluto just moved out of Capricorn and is moving into Aquarius, so she's really about to show us what it's about to really triumph, because Pluto is in Scorpio. That's, you know what I mean. If the astrology girlies get it right, we're really about to see Phaedra play. But Trishelle, just warn her. If there's something that she should know about CT. Everybody else, John, please pull out an asthma pump. Please, please, please pull out an asthma pump. I'm telling you right now that they don't believe you because of your medical condition, which is absolutely wild and entertaining. Please pull out please pull out an asthma pump as soon as possible. I'm trying to think of any more of the girlies before we go. But for all the people that have passed away, I hope that you rest in peace. I do not know who passes away in episode 5, so please do not ruin it for me. If you do, I will ruin your day right on back. Let me see. Tamra, all you housewife girlies, keep it up. justice for Peppermint. And I mean, I feel like out of everybody, Johnny Bananas just went to the next set. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Johnny Bananas' contract even told him to stay past 3 weeks. I'd be shocked. You know what I mean? From producer to production, the show, I don't think Johnny Bananas' contract lasted more than 2 weeks. So him being banished, I felt like they were like, we got to get him to Hollywood by the 8th. Can we banish him first or third? How do you guys want to do this? I think they at least was going to keep him up to the poison. That's what his contract probably said. And then Johnny went home early. I know he mad because it's checks involved, y'all. They probably get paid per episode. And he was like, dang it, I'm out. So justice for Johnny Bananas, but he's fine. He lasted really long on House of Villains. And I want to tell everybody that I started, but I stopped. So now I'm convinced that they were like, hey, we signed him for 10 episodes at the other Peacock show. He did 3. He did 2 for us. So you got to keep him for like maybe 7 or 8. And he did it. So not to ruin everything about reality TV for you guys, but that's just always my perspective. It's just, I see it as a business sometimes. And I just want to let y'all know that great casting. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. All right. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for the premiere of After the Murders. Okay. And I'm so excited to embark on this new journey with you guys and my reality TV rundown family. I just love the suspicion, the fun, the murder that we're going to experience this season. I really do appreciate you guys joining in for this long, long chat, but I just felt like it was well overdue. I love, love, love this show. Expect lots of exclusive content, interviews, and lots of surprises every Monday, streaming on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and the Reality Rundown YouTube page. You guys are watching me read it live. Well, not live, but you guys are watching me read it and beat it. But yes, y'all, wasn't this fun? Justice for my girl Larsa. And honestly, Larsa, if I was you, it's all seriousness, like get the PTL deal and show us what you would have wore on Traitors all the way through. This was my Traitors outfit. Like if I was casted on Traitors, this would have been my garb, like a good pearl necklace. I would have gave Cleve. I feel like everybody had their signature outfit. Mine's would have been this, like very like coquette, but also like it's cunty coquette. I feel like this is what they would have deserved. If you guys don't know what I'm wearing, it's giving tatalitas and pearls, but this is what I would have gave. Something that very much cunty coquette. Like a little, I think I would have had bows, Oh, is this listen guys, there will be an episode. I don't know if the powers that be will let me, but I want to reveal maybe halfway through the season or at the end of the season who I think should be on next season based off of, different criteria I told you guys earlier, treacherous, So it's been fun. It's been real. Thanks for checking out After the Murders. It's your girl, Denasia, and follow the Reality Rundown on all platforms. And you can follow me, Denasia, on Instagram. All right, guys. Hope that you sleep tight. Bye.